General evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and particularly Kelly.
Not mine.
One of my favorite teachers in high school was actually a history teacher, and one of the reasons why she was so popular is that she always did an amazing job of bringing history to life. Sometimes when she would talk about Greece, for example, she would actually come in dressed as a toga, so she really got into her role. And bringing history to life is, I think, can be a very challenging project. The storytelling manual in and of itself can be a very challenging topic. I know I really had a hard time with that. And to really do this project justice, to be a great storyteller, which, as we learned from Dawn over the years, is an invaluable skill, but it requires a strong cadence, being voluble, being smooth and fluid. And these are skills that we can take to any type of speech that we give. Plus, being able to tell a really great story, whether it be the entire speech or part of a speech, again, is an invaluable skill. Tonight, Kelly spoke from the storytelling manual, specifically bringing history to life, and focused on the trial of Socrates. And overall, I thought that Kelly did a really nice job. Now, I am going to provide some additional suggestions for her because she has been a Toastmaster for quite a few years. So I can be a little bit more critical with Kelly, because she can take it. But let's begin. Okay, so let's begin. One of the things that I really liked about this project is that Kelly, given the amount of time that you told me that you actually spent preparing, I was quite impressed that you actually were able to memorize as much as you did with the speech, which allowed you to, I think, really try to connect with the audience. I thought you did a really nice job of really meeting people's eye contact and really trying to speak to them. I thought that you also did a really nice job of painting this picture for us of what was going on at the time. A couple of suggestions, though, because this is storytelling, I think, number one, what might have made it even more helpful to really connect with the audience, because it wasn't quite memorized, we didn't quite have the techniques that Stephen was showing us yet, it was a little distracting to constantly look back at your notes. So in that case, I think you might have been better off of just putting your speech on little note cards, which could be unobtrusive, and just have it there in front of you should you need it, but at the same time, it won't take away from your connection or gestures with the audience. But if you need to glance at it, it's right there to at least bring you back on track. So I think that's one thing that could have been helpful. Second, because again, it's a storytelling project, I think you provided a lot of information for us, and I think if you could narrow it down, maybe provide a little exposition at the beginning to kind of fill us in, which is what you did, but then maybe just narrow down the part of the story to maybe just the trial, and bring in a couple of characters, or perhaps say a little bit more of his speech as if you were actually Socrates. You did a little bit toward the end, but maybe give a little bit more as if you were Socrates, and really use that opportunity to embrace that character, and that way you can actually show a character, because I know that was one of the requirements, is to have characters and show dialogue. I think that's one way that you might have been able to fulfill that part of the project. So with that, I would say, and there's other things that we can just talk about after the evaluation, but again, I think you did a really good job as far as connecting with your audience. I think you made a valiant effort to really try to memorize the speech. And I like that you were able to try to incorporate a little bit of dialogue, and by doing so, you can see that part of your character really come alive. You know, your gestures were really a bit stronger when you were doing that as well. So I think if you can do more of that in future storytelling projects, they're going to be amazing.